The short answer is no, but let me explain. So yes, hello, I'm Speedz. You watch my videos sometimes. I make stupid, Forsaken content. But of course, we gotta address the elephant in the room. Some of you see me as your favorite Forsaken YouTuber for some reason. So I don't want you to think that I'm supporting the things that are happening, and I don't want you guys to assume that when I keep playing the game, that I'm actively supporting the current thing. I also do want to mention, I'm a bit dense. I'll try my best to word things the best way I can. I'm not a very good speaker, but yes, the elephant in the room is the current situation going on where the previous owner named Sol, or RoboDev as I knew them back in the day, is still technically a part of the game despite everyone believing that they had no involvement. I'm not very educated on the subject matter. I've seen tweets, I've seen, through fellow Forsaken content creators making videos, my personal friends who work on this, and I feel like where the devs currently have done stuff wrong, I don't think they're fully in the wrong. These devs are quite young. They now have to deal with the weight of one of the biggest Roblox games of all time, and they wanted to be able to keep the game running and not being owned by a company that in reality would have definitely filled this game with microtransactions, and you probably have to buy killers, you probably have to buy skins with real money, but that's not the point. The whole thing going on is that Sol gets 25% of all profits that Forsaken makes, and that's not a small margin. That's a pretty big chunk of change when you consider that they originally wanted to sell the game for what I think I remember being around 3 million! Yeah, it's a bit of an absurd price, and I genuinely believe that 25% is outrageous. Sure, I kind of always expected Sol to be involved with the profit side of things, no matter what the outcome was, even if it was a positive thing, if they left, they did it. Imagine if they did nothing wrong and they just left, of course they would still get profits. The same applies here, unfortunately. I think no matter what, Sol will forever gain money from the game since they are the catalyst. They are the original owner, the original developer. It would be insane if they just handed over the game with nothing in return. I do think that 25% is outrageous. I think the current owners were pushed into a deal that was really, I don't want to say predatory, but probably the only option. And I do believe they did it out of the interest of the players. I don't think they did it out of their own sort of want for the game. I don't believe that Hitoko and I think it's Basil have any sort of ties with Sol outside of that deal. Of course, I'm not a dev. I'm not, I'm not under this NDA that was signed where people couldn't talk about. So I can't really, comment on things I don't know. But what I can comment on is the fact that people were lied to. People were under the assumption that the game was rid of Sol and that they had no involvement, even if it wasn't in development. They weren't earning any of the profits. And well, that kind of would have got leaked anyway, because even if the splits were under the NDA, other developers can see the splits. And those splits that were released were really unfair, with some of the co-owners not even getting a fraction of what they probably deserve. A lot of developers not being paid the actual price of what their work is worth. I have a couple of friends who work in the game who are upset by everything happening. And that's a lot of the reason why I won't stop playing this game. It's not because Sol's involved. It's not because it's under new owners. It's because my friends work on it. And not only that, this game scratches an itch. I don't play Roblox. I only ever play Forsaken or those shitty little slot bite games that pass the time. I am not involved in the Forsaken community. I'm not involved in the Roblox community. I have a history of Roblox, really. I'm pretty much a new gen. I just simply make these Forsaken videos because I love the game. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it, learning all the characters. And I do want to say this because I think I've fucked up many times in the past in my videos where I may have misgendered a character or I got lore wrong. I do only play the game for its gameplay and the mechanics that each character has. I don't really know much past the names and how they look. I don't mean to do it. I will definitely try better in the future to figure out what everyone goes by and how to properly speak about said characters. But I don't want to straight up drop the game because I have so many videos planned. I have all these other characters I gotta make the videos for getting to 100, and I love making them. It's one of the joys of this game that I enjoy, just booting up the game randomly on a day, sitting down to record when I get a character to level 95, and just bumping into some of the most weird and wacky and wonderful players. Every single, ooh, would you look at that? Every single person I have bumped into besides my friends has been a complete coincidence. Like the baby video that everyone loved, I just met him one day and never again. He was just a casual player. And playing this game with friends is so much fun. I would hate to just drop this game because of one person who's not really involved in the development of the game and basically kind of fuck over my friends who work hard on the game. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't boycott the game or you shouldn't not put your money into it, or that you should. You decide on your own morals and your moral compass and the information that you know on how to act. I do think it's up to the developers to make information known, such as profits going to a person that a lot of people don't like. Even under NDA, they could still talk about this because, like I said, the splits were public. The splits were not private. If you were a developer working in the game, those developers are not under the NDA to keep that shit hush. It wouldn't affect them. At the end of the day, it's up to your judgment on how you want to treat the game and if you want to keep playing or not. I think some options, some healthy options at least, would be to not buy the VIP, not buy the credits, and don't buy the XP boosts or any other things that you can buy with Robux if you do not want to support Robo. 25% is a lot of money, considering how much this game generates in a single day. It's not a small amount. And where 25% is outrageous, I still believe that they are entitled to a small percentage of the game. Whether that be from, I think the most would be about 5% below. Because the reality is they are the catalyst, they didn't make the game, and even if they left, it's kind of like Notch. Like Notch made Minecraft, he's not a good person, but he sold it for billions. And even to this day, I'm pretty sure he gets royalties from a lot of Minecraft stuff. And it's not because he's involved in the project, but it's because he came up with the idea. He made the game. And it's the sad reality that Soul will never be rid of the game. Soul's essence will always just be here. I've been told by friends that a lot of characters were designed and the stories were made by Soul. So unless they do a complete rewrite and redesign of these characters, they're sadly going to stay. I want to make it very clear that I do not support Soul. I do not support their actions. I don't think they should be earning as much as they are from not helping or developing in the game. I wouldn't want them on the game. But I genuinely do believe that Hitoko and Basil, every action did out the best interest of the players. And where I do believe they messed up by not informing the players that their money is going to someone that they actively don't like, I don't think it's fully on them because they're young. They are legally binded to this game now. Forsaken isn't a case of, I'm just going to give this to my friend, like, oh, they can deal with it now. No, Forsaken is technically an IP now. It's more than just a thing made. I would consider it technically an indie game at this point. And legally, Soul owned the game. And they could have just given it up to the company that they planned to sell it to. But the fact that they even went out of their way to even negotiate a deal where, you know, Hitoko and Basil would even own the game. It's crazy that that even happened. It must be scary. I mean, I've signed a couple of NDAs before. I've never had a reason to be afraid of them. A lot of it is just to keep my mouth hush whilst a project's being worked on. But in this case, this is a legally binding NDA where if any parties break it, there are fees, there are fines that need to be paid, and they are not cheap. But like I said, I don't know the full context. I'm not really involved within the community or other things. I've just been seeing everything from word of mouth. And if I do say things wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments. I would love to be as informed as I can be with everything going on. This whole situation, I generally think it is up to you, the player, and you as an individual to decide what you do with the game going forward. As players, we can't really control what happens on the legal side of things, or even as players, we don't really have a say in anything legally, but we can have a say in what we want to do with the game and our own experiences. If you wish not to support those who have done wrong, don't play the game if you don't want to. And if you still like the game and want to play it but don't want to support, just don't buy the things that you can buy with Robux. It's as simple as that. But that's really all you can do. This isn't a case of a silly little Roblox game that has, you know, it's like a Discord and that's it. It's not Discord drama or shit. This is now legal. And it's the only reason why I can excuse Hitoko and Basil's sort of innocence here. Because I would hate to suddenly have to deal with all this legal shit take ownership of a game that I just enjoy working on. It's no longer a fun project that you can just do whatever you wish. When money's involved, sadly, it gets a bit toxic and just aggressive. Money is a dangerous thing that changes people into completely different humans. It's honestly, it turns people evil. I really could talk about this forever, but like I said, I'm not really versed or fully educated, and I'm not a dev. I can't comment on every detail. I can just tell you how I feel. I can tell you my stance, and that's pretty much it. I will still make my level 100 max series. I love making them. I'm not gonna stop because of one asshole. I have multiple videos I can make planned, but as of late, I'll get a little personal with you. I've not been feeling the best, and it's nothing to do with Roblox. It's a lot of my own personal projects being cancelled due to malicious people. There's just a lot of mental toll, and then sometimes I just don't feel it. I don't like forcing videos out like clockwork because, well, I need to be in the mood. I need to be happy. I need to feel like I want to make this, because then otherwise it won't be genuine. If I force myself to make the video, then, well, it's just gonna be a boring video. There's no soul in that video. No pun intended. But yes, TLDR, I'm not quitting the game. Unfortunately, Sol will technically, legally oblige to some profits, where I believe that the 25% of the profit is a bit absurd. Actually, I say a bit, it's very absurd. I do believe that they are entitled to a very small percentage, being at max 5%. The videos will still continue. I will still play this game to support my friends and the other developers who are innocent. They should not be dragged down because of these actions. And just word of advice, when things like this happen, it is up to you, the player, to decide how you want to treat this. Do your own research and don't let others tell you what you should do, because then you wouldn't be you. You wouldn't be making your own decisions. If you act like that, then you're just gonna become like everyone else. And realistically, everyone is unique. Bro, you are your own you. You are the only you. You're the only one who acts like you. You're the only one who smells like you, who looks like you. No one else does that. You're all unique in your own ways. And by letting others dictate how you should react to a situation or how you should feel in the situation, you lose that sense of uniqueness. Oh, I'm being humped. Well, that's a great way to end the video. But before I do, thank you all so much for the recent support. I know this video is not what you expected. It's not really funny. It's more serious. The normal schedule will continue after this, okay? I just thought I needed to. I thought I owed you guys this because you guys are insane. With some people considering me their favorite Forsaken YouTuber, I felt like I was indebted to tell you how I feel about it all and whatnot. By the time this video is out, I'm probably at 90k, so thank you so much. It genuinely means the world to me, and I'm very thankful for all the support you guys have been giving me. I love reading through the comments and seeing your guys' reactions, seeing how you like the videos. The next video will be the John Doe Chance video, which won by a landslide. I did not know Chance had that much motion. I've been Speedz. Be yourself and love yourself, and take it easy.